Very good morning to everybody. I'm out and about at Tintswalo Lapalala. All of you have been enjoying Neil's safari up at Tintswalo Safari Lodge. We're just giving you a bit of a different safari this morning. So it's a little bit chilly this morning. It's a lot colder than the Lowveld. I'm up in the mountains here in the Lapalala Reserve, and wow, look what we've got first thing in the morning. We've got the Western Pride. There's 2 females at the moment with 4 cubs. They've killed a large bull wildebeest. We heard them roaring all night. And it's still a bit dark, but just to show you what Lapalala has to offer. What an awesome sighting this is. You can hear the morning chorus. Franklin's calling. Still dark, but it's slowly starting to get light. There's another cub that's just joined the carcass. So one other female's just lying to the right. You will notice that the one female on the left does have a collar. Lapalala is a little bit different from Safari Lodge. Safari Lodge is obviously open to Kruger. Lapalala is 55,000 hectares, so it's about 120,000 acres, which is then surrounded by farmland. So these animals have to have a collar, because if they do get out of the reserve, they can go and eat cattle and all that stuff. So we don't really use the collar to follow these animals, but it's there to make sure we know that they are in the reserve and stay in the reserve. One of the things we're noticing here is it's still a fresh carcass, but these lions aren't running in and fighting over the carcass like you see a lot in the Manuleti. Females are very, very well fed and kill a lot in this area. So within this Western Pride there's, as I said, 3 lionesses. There's 2 older females which are between about 6 and 8 years old, and then this young female that's just joined on the right of the carcass here. She's about 5 years old. Cubs with these lionesses are between about 8 to 10 months old. The 2 females on the carcass are the ones that have the cubs. There was 2 cubs to the one on the left and 2 cubs to the one on the right. You can hear some other lions again roaring to the east. I'm sure that's the Northern Pride, and maybe that large male's with them. Females are just looking in that direction. But you can just see from when we arrived, this carcass has been pretty demolished. Yeah, very good morning to all our viewers. What a morning it's been at Lapalala. Got up at 5 o'clock this morning. Really, really chilly. Drove around to the pan in front of Lapalala camp. And wow, they're the Western Pride, the 3 lionesses, the 4 cubs had killed a wildebeest. We sat with them for about an hour. So yeah, what an introduction to game viewing at Lapalala. As you can see behind me, the beautiful views at Lapalala. It's a lot more different than what you're used to at Safari. Safari is very flat. It's a Lowveld. Here, these beautiful mountains and beautiful views. So yeah, we're going to carry on our virtual safari. Go try and see if we can pick up the Northern Pride that we heard roaring with while we were sitting with the lions at the wildebeest. But yeah, just to give you guys a bit of insight into how beautiful the Lapalala Reserve is, and how different it is to Tintswalo Safari Lodge, but both beautiful products that Tintswalo offer. So let's carry on our virtual safari. Dave, thanks for having us, and let's see what else we're going to find.
So I'm here with Alistair, and Alistair and I are just trying to relocate on the Northern Pride. But as we're driving around, we came across this beautiful dazzle of zebra with this beautiful morning light. So great for photography. This morning light here in the northern part of the Waterberg in the winter time is particularly beautiful.
Just carried on looking for that other pride. We're now coming down a road called Founders Main, and we've bumped into one of the northern females. She's heading straight west towards the Tintswalo camp area where the Western Pride were. You can hear all the squirrels alarm calling on the right. So we're going to follow her and see what we can find. But yeah, what an awesome line morning it's been here at Lapalala.
And so this female's joined up with her sister. They had a little play here on the side of the road. And gonna continue moving west. You can see them splitting up, so perhaps hunting a little bit.
You can still hear those squirrels going off with the lines, the alarm calling. It's really nice to pick up this northern pride as well. You can see this female's got a very, very pink nose. She's still pretty young in age, probably about 4 or 5 years old. These lionesses seem to be moving off into quite a thicket. We're going to let them be, but what a morning for lions. Just to give everyone an idea of the landscape and scenery as we move across, you'll see the beautiful Lapalala River just below us, below these big steep cliffs. Lapalala River is about 27 kilometers that run through the Tintswalo Lapalala Reserve. So that's a beautiful attraction. We do a lot of fishing, catch and release, but it's just nice to spend a day on the river like this.
And what an awesome morning we had. So it was a pleasure to host Alistair this morning. Just to tell you a little bit about where we are right now, this is called Lepotedi View. Lepotedi in Sesedi means blue-headed triagama. It's actually a triagama, Lepotedi. And this view over here actually inspired the owners of the game reserve to buy the game reserve, Duncan Parker and Clive Walker, way back in the day. The owners of the game reserve is now Dale Parker, his son, and Ravazotti Giovanni. But originally, this was the view that inspired the guys to buy the game reserve, Lepotedi View. So again, it was a pleasure hosting Alistair, and thanks for joining us this morning, Alistair.
Yeah, Dave, thanks so much for having us, for having myself on Virtual Safari. It's a little bit colder than we normally used to at Safari Lodge. But yeah, straight out of the lodge this morning in the dark, the whole of the Western Pride on that wildebeest kill with the cubs. What an amazing start to the morning. Great general game, great views, and then to end off with the two northern pride females. So just shows you the game activity at Lapalala is really great. The lions are good. We haven't had much time to get north to try and find the cheetahs, or maybe get lucky and see a leopard. But yeah, maybe next time when we come again, we'll do another virtual safari at Lapalala. So thank you to Dave and your team.